Well, we're finally back at it. It's been, I don't know, 6-8 months since my last video on this thing. But finally got it back in the shop. Got all the woodworking stuff put away. I've been knee-deep in cabinets, seems like, before Thanksgiving. But where we're at today is I broke loose the yokes off the front and the rear of the transfer case and changed the seals out in there. They were both pretty well stiff and shot, leaking 90 weight, and the 90 weight in this thing was disgusting, so we're going to flush that clean. And got all my 4-inch exhaust. I'm not sure where it's laying at, but it's around here. There it is. Yeah, gonna go from where the muffler's at back and install 4-inch exhaust. So about right in here where this it straightens out. That's where we're going to start the 4-inch exhaust and run it on out. The rest of the exhaust pipe is still in good shape, so I'm just going to kind of leave it alone. With the amount of miles on this engine, I'm not going to be doing anything crazy with it. Got the front of the motor off. If any of you guys are really into diesels, want to learn something about a Cummins, go to the Diesel Stop. The guy's out of Oklahoma, really nice, knowledgeable guy of how these engines work and how they come apart. But if you can see that nice shiny piece in there, that is a tab covering a dowel pin that lines up the timing case cover. The thing had worked its way out a little bit. It was flush with the case. It hadn't started coming all the way out. I went ahead and drove it in there and built a tab to make sure it doesn't come out. And he'll show you better in that thing, but that pin will come out and drop right on top of your cam gear, and it will bust this section of case out. Then it's complete. You got to tear it completely down. I mean, pulling the cam out, I mean, there's a lot of intense work because of that stupid design. But we didn't have that issue in this engine, so we just put a tab over it just to hold it in place. And front cover's ready to go back on. I got the seal, the new crank seal installed, and we're ready to put it together. And a couple minor things left to do. If you're ever looking for parts and you're in an area where it's accessible to Craigslist, that's the best thing. I just purchased used flywheel and a used clutch disc, which I'm not even going to use because the guy fried it. But these things got a lot of meat on them, and you can. I'm going to send it in, get it resurfaced, put a new bearing in for the input shaft, and the pressure plate's down there. It's in really good shape. He just got that clutch disc hot, so the thing's still got a lot of life in it. Might be matching stuff to put it together, and kind of budget your stuff. If you're on a tight budget, this is a good way to do it. I don't know if I can buy just the bearing or if I got to buy the whole unit, but at least this piece here, the carrier portion of it, is good. So just swap out the bearing and probably clean it up good, and probably be good to go. So we got that to do still. I'm going to order or try cleaning up that pressure plate, see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not a big deal. But for 65 bucks for a used flywheel, that's pretty darn cheap. At least for these Cummins. So we're going to drop the tranny off of this thing and take a look at the clutch. I've got a rear main seal that needs to go in, and we also have put the new clutch in it and get it ready to go. And then that's, other than the exhaust, the clutch, and put the front of the motor back together, that's pretty much it. So I get all this done, we're going to be rolling in that 72 Ford, and we're going to start stripping it down. So hopefully in the next video we're going to be having some fun on our tear down. I'll throw some stills in with that and some video in with that, but we're back at it. So we're going to try and get this dude buttoned up and get it put back together and get it out of the shop again. Bring in that 72. Let's get it done. Talk at you soon.